Great. All right.
Okay.
So if you can say out loud and spell your name first and last for
Okay.
us, that would be great.
So my name is Mitchell Tia, and that's Mitchell. Last name's Tia, Tiah.
All right. Great. Thank you.
You're
So thank you for doing this.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome.
I think before we get to soccer and Project Goal, I want to know Mitchell's story. So
Okay.
tell me about your story, sort of from where you were born, growing up, moving around. Tell us that story.
So I was born West Coast, Africa, Liberia, and I was there till I was 7 years old. So I still remember kind of a little bit of playing soccer out there when I was younger. Moved to the United States when I was about 7, around 8. Actually moved to Providence here. Went to a small school called San Miguel. Played soccer there. And crazy story. From the time I was there to the time I left, we never lost a single game. Now, I'm not saying it's because of me, but just fun fact. But yeah, I grew up in Providence, and I loved the atmosphere. I loved the mixture of people and culture. But sadly, I moved away when I was around the age of, I believe, 11 or 12. We moved to Atlanta, where I continued my education. Went through high school, Grayson High School there. And then I moved, after high school, I moved from there to college in Ohio at the University of Mount Union. Graduated there with a bachelor's in business administration, business management. Got lucky, really blessed with the opportunity to work for the Washington Trust Company here as a financial analyst. That is currently what I am doing. And been super blessed to kind of reconnect with a place that's really dear to my heart, a program that's really close to my heart, and that's Project Goal. So,
Awesome.
yes,
So you mentioned that while you were in West Africa and Liberia, you still remember playing soccer there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what memories do you have of playing soccer in Liberia?
I mean, it's a lot of good memories. I remember soccer was basically an outlet. Our country is a war-stricken country. We're still on the verge of rebuilding. Coming back, and so a way for kids to kind of forget all the turmoil and all the things, the crazy situations that they've been through is playing soccer. So I mean, unknowingly, we go outside. Most of the times we have no shoes. That wasn't important. We didn't have a soccer ball. That wasn't important. We found ways. We'll wrap papers up big enough, tape it, kick it around, or we'll find socks and tie it up and kick it around. And that was an outlet for us. So you're on the field, you're playing soccer, you're not worrying about, what you're gonna eat the next day, if you're gonna have something to eat, if you're living in a refugee camp or not. Soccer was basically our kind of, safe haven, I would say. So that's really what I remember from it, and I miss that.
That's great. That's great. Were you in a refugee camp?
During the wall, I got a chance I was lucky, one of the lucky ones who, I guess, was kind of covered up. So I do remember briefly on a ship, at a refugee, I don't know exactly what refugee camp, but I do remember being briefly at a refugee camp, but I believe I missed most of the war, thank God.
Okay.
So.
And what brought you here? What process brought you here? What experience brought you here? Was there family already here? Was that?
So we got really lucky. Me and my siblings. There was a lot of us, but our mom was able to come here through the process. I guess she applied for asylum because of the war.
Mm-hmm.
So she was able to come here ahead of us. In which case she turned around and wouldn't leave her children back there, so she applied for us to come, and so we came to the immigration process under her, and we sorry.
How big is your family?
Huge. So it's like there was at least 7 or 8 of us, and then when we got here, my mom had 3 more kids, so kind of added up, but we stayed in the apartment when we first got here, and then we moved to Chad Brown. And I remember being in a 3-bedroom apartment, and there was 6 or 7 of us. But those were some of the best times, because it's a small space. Everybody's really, into each other. Everybody's really, friendly. We laugh, we joke, we have fun. Dinner time was always a good time. So I miss that too.
Yeah, okay. Your mom comes over with 6 or 7 of the total family members.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys make a living? Was it just she? How does she make a living?
It was, for a while it was just her, and that was tough. That was tough on her, and I still think about that to this day. She worked alone. She worked night shift just to be able to keep the lights on, put food on the table, and make sure she was somewhat around during school hours or stuff like that. So I believe she also tried working. She worked 2 jobs, tried to open up a shop, and did everything she could to make sure that we were all taken care of. We had enough food to eat, and around Christmas time we had maybe something under the Christmas tree,
Yeah.
So she did everything humanly possible to make sure that we had a somewhat normal life and lacked nothing in the
Yeah.
food or in the housing department. So
And again,
we're
just
grateful
her.
for that. Just
Just
her.
your mom. Wow,
Just
what a
her.
superwoman.
Yes,
Is
she did.
Is she still around? Is she still with us?
She's still in Georgia.
Okay,
She's
great.
in Georgia right
Yeah.
now with the younger siblings, and they're doing okay.
That's
so,
great.
yeah.
Now, of all the kids, are you oldest? Are you middle? Are you
I'm middle, so I'm the sneaky, mischievous one. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm in the middle pack. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about when you got here.
Mm-hmm.
How did Project Goal find you? How did you find Project Goal? How'd you get connected with this program?
It's really, it's a really crazy story. So I'm not sure how this all happened. I know when I started, it was, at the start of Project Go. I don't know how it came to the fact that we, got known, or Project Go got introduced to us. I'm not sure how the whole process worked, but I just know when I was first introduced to Project Go,